Okay, chalo. No need to waste the time. Let us go with the concept. So the first question, please type the answer, everyone. Definition of health was given in the year. What is the answer for this question? Definition of health was given in the year. What is the correct answer? WHO, World Health Organization, 1948. So B is the correct answer. Definition of health was given by 1948. In the year 1948, WHO has given the answer. Second question. Personal health refers to. What is the personal health? Yes, I need the option D. Very good. State of complete physical, mental and social well-being. Personal health refers to state of complete physical and social well-being. Very good. D is the correct option. Third one. Which of the following is not a condition for good health? For getting a good health, what is the condition? What is the condition? Not a good condition. So here balanced diet, yes, it is a good condition. Clean food and water and air, it is a good condition. Imparting health education, it is also a good condition. But maintaining unhygienic conditions, it is not a condition. So this will be the answer. So C is the correct answer for this question. Okay, are you typing the answers? You did mistake. Tejesh, you did it by mistakenly. Oh, you have seen instead of not a condition, you have seen a condition, I guess. Yes. Next, confusing question. Read the following statements and choose the correct answer. What is the question number? 56, 57, 58, 59th question. What is the 59th question? Community health can be achieved by providing treated and safe drinking water. It is a state of physical, mental and social well-being. A disease-free individual may have good health or poor health, and all of these. 57 is all of these. All the statements are 100% correct. So 57 answer is D. Coming to the 58. Balanced diet helps in. Balanced diet helps in weakness. Will it help in weakness? No. Disease spread? No. Proper body function. The answer is proper body function. 58 is D. 58 is C. I am sorry, 58 is C. Coming to the 59 question. 59. Health education helps in. Health education helps in. So, creating awareness. This is the answer. This is the answer. Spreading the diseases. Because of the health education, will we spread the disease? Will we ignore the hygiene? No. Increasing the pollution. Is it? It is irrelevant completely. Pollution is irrelevant. Got it? So, the answer is 58 is 59. 59, okay? Is it 59 or 58? 58C. What is the before question? 58C and then 59 question. So, education helps in creating awareness. Here is the correct answer. And coming to the next one. A disease is defined as. A disease is defined as. 60th question. A disease is defined as a state of complete, this is wrong, any abnormal condition that affects normal functioning of the body. So, B is the answer here. What is the answer for 60 question? B is the answer, abnormal conditioning of the body. Then coming to the 61. Which of the following is not an intrinsic factor that cause disease? Not an intrinsic factor. Please try to answer this question. Try to answer this question. D. Maintaining unbalanced diet. Yes, maintaining unbalanced diet. Genetic disorder, hormonal imbalance, malfunctioning of immune system, maintaining unbalanced diet. Okay. And then genetic disorder. It is not an intrinsic disorder. Okay. Just a minute. Okay. Coming to the next question. 62. A disease is disturbed is. What is the answer? Disease is disturbed is. 62. Okay. Second question. 63rd question. What is the 63rd question? Which of the following is a sign? Which of the following is a sign? Change in the color of skin and rashes which can be observed by the doctor, right? So, D is the correct option. D is the correct option. Okay, chalo. 63D. 63D. Any doubts in this? 63D. Everyone. And coming to the 64. Which of the following is a congenital disease? Which of the following is a congenital disease? C is the correct answer. 64C is the correct answer. 64C is the correct answer. Hemophilia. Hemophilia is a correct congenital disease. And coming to the next one, acquired diseases are developed after birth. What is the answer for this? Acquired diseases are developed after birth. And next one, what is the incubation period? Already we discussed yesterday. What is the incubation period? Okay. Time between infection and the first symptom. B is the correct answer. What is the incubation period? Time between infection and the first symptom. And coming to the next one, a disease that lasts for a short time. What do we call that disease? We call it as acute. Chronic is long term. And infectious is highly communicable disease. And endemic disease is, just if you see this endemic disease, confined to a particular area. Okay, this is the endemic disease, confined to a particular area. Got it? Chalo. Next. Which of the following is a helminthic disease? So, answer is ascariasis. What is the answer? Ascariasis. Here if you take measles, this is a viral disease. Cholera again bacterial disease. And rabies is a viral disease. And ascariasis is a helminthic disease. Okay. So, helminthic disease. So, the answer will be A here. Ascariasis, it is the helminthic disease, worm disease. Helminthic disease or the worm disease. Okay. So, with this, we are done with the key. Okay. So, please find out the answers and calculate your marks. Okay. All the very best. Thank you. Thank you so much for giving me this opportunity. Bye bye children.
Good morning dear students. We'll now move forward with our discussion for KEC paper mathematics. So coming to the mathematics part, I hope the paper was easy and everything was previously discussed, right? So yeah. So our first question says, we're given the value of root 3 and we're given the value of root 2 and we're asked to find the value of 1 upon root 3 minus root 2. So 1 upon root 3 minus root 2. So when we see root 3 minus root 2, what do we see? What do we understand from that? The rationalizing factor is root 3 plus root 2. So we have to multiply it by root 3 plus root 2. Right? So this will give us 1 into root 3 plus root 2 by root 3 minus root 2 into root 3 plus root 2, right? So 1 times root 3 plus root 2 is root 3 plus root 2 as it is, divided by, now this is of the form a minus b into a plus b. So a minus b into a plus b gives us a square minus b square. So that will be root 3 whole square minus root 2 whole square. So this is finally root 3 plus root 2 by, this is 3 minus 2 which is 1. Now we are supposed to find the value of root 3 plus root 2 where they have already given us the values. So root 3 is this 1.732 and root 2 is 1.414, right? So the value of root 3 plus root 2 shall be 3.146. So that will be option B, right? Alright, we'll move to the next question. We are given x is equal to 2 plus root 3. They asked us to find the value of x plus 1 by x. Since x is equal to 2 plus root 3, let's just find the value of 1 by x, which will be 1 by 2 plus root 3, right? When 2 plus root 3 is my surd, the conjugate, the rationalizing factor is 2 minus root 3. So let's multiply and divide by 2 minus root 3. It will be 1 times 2 minus root 3 will be 2 minus root 3 as it is by a plus b into a minus b. A plus b into a minus b will be a square minus b square. So 2 square minus root 3 whole square, right? So it will be 2 minus root 3 by a 2 square is 4 minus root 3 square is 3. So 4 minus 3 is 1. So 1 by x is equal to 2 minus root 3. So x will be 2 plus root 3 and then 1 by x shall be 2 minus root 3. So plus root 3 and minus root 3 are going to get cancelled and will be left with 4 as our answer. I hope that's alright. Right, let's move to the next question. The exponential form of square root of root 2 into root 3. Now, few things are to be taken care. The whole square root can be written as power 1 by 2, right? Now, root 2, square root 2. Square root 2 can be written as 2 power 1 by 2 and square root 3 can be written as 3 power 1 by 2. Alright? Now, square root 2 into square root 3 is 2 power 1 by 2 into 3 power 1 by 2. A power m into b power m. A power m into b power m is ab whole power m, right? So this will be 2 into 3, 6 power 1 by 2. So this will be 6 power 1 by 2. A power m whole power n shall be a power mn, right? A power m whole power n shall be a power mn. So this will be 6 power 1 by 2 times 1 by 2. So that will be 6 power 1 by 4. So option C will be our answer. Alright. Next. The simplest rationalization factor of square root 50. Square root 50 can be written as square root 25 times 2. So the 25 can be written as 5 square into 2, right? So the 5, I'll separate this as square root 5 square times square root 2. So square root 5 square will become, when the square root and this square gets cancelled, it will become 5 root 2. So 5 is the rational part of the number and root 2 is the irrational part, right? So the simplest rationalization factor of square root 50 shall be the number that rationalizes root 2, which is of course root 2 from the options, right? Alright, we'll move to the next question. If x is equal to 3 plus square root 8 and y is equal to 3 minus square root 8, x is equal to 3 plus square root 8 and y is equal to 3 minus square root 8. They are asking us to find the value of 1 by x square plus 1 by y square. Now, how do we find 1 by y? 1 by y shall be 1 by 3 minus square root 8. The rationalization factor will be 3 plus square root 8. So multiply and divide by it. So 3 plus square root 8 by 3 minus root 8 into 3 plus root 8. 3 square minus root 8 whole square. So that will be 1, right? So 1 by y shall be 3 plus root 8. Similarly 1 by x shall be 1 by 3 plus root 8. So if you multiply by 3 minus root 8 and divide by 3 minus root 8, it will be finally 3 minus root 8. Now 1 by x square. 1 by x is this. So 1 by x square shall be 3 minus root 8 whole square plus 1 by y square. 1 by y square shall be 3 plus root 8 whole square. Right? So 3 minus root 8 whole square was what? A minus b whole square. So 3 square minus 2 times 3 into root 8 plus root 8 whole square is 8 plus 3 plus root 8 whole square is 3 square plus root 8 whole square is 8 plus 2 times 3 into root 8. So minus 2, 3 root 8 and plus 2 into 3 into root 8. So 3 square is 9, 9 plus 8, 17 plus 17. So that will be 34. So our answer is option B, right? Right. The solution of the equation 2 power x minus 7 is equal to 256. Now how do we solve this? 256 can be expressed in terms of 2 powers if you prime factorize it in the manner of 2 power 8, right? So 2 power x minus 7 is equal to 2 power 8. Since the bases are same and not equal to 1, directly the exponents can be equated. So x minus 7 becomes 8. So x will become 15. So which of the following is a solution? Option D is a solution. Right? Let's move forward. If 3 to the power x minus 3 to the power x minus 1 is equal to 18, then the value of x power x is what? Now 3 to the power x can be written as, or else, 3 to the power x can be written as 3 times 3 to the power x minus 1 minus 3 to the power x minus 1, and that is equal to 18, right? Now the 3 into something minus that something itself will be 2 times of that thing. So that will be 2 times 3 power x minus 1 is 18. Now if the 2 goes on to cancel 18 in terms of 9, it will become 3 power x minus 1 is 9, which is 3 square. Since the bases are equal and not equal to 1, x minus 1 will become 2 and x will become 3. If the value of x is 3, the value of x power x will be 3 power 3, which is 27. Alright? I hope this is alright. Yeah, we'll move to the next part. The value of 1 by 4 whole power minus 2 is 1 by 4 whole power minus 2. Now how do we do this? 1 by 4 can be written as 4 to the power minus 1 whole power minus 2, right? So it will become a power m whole power n will be a power mn, so it will become 4 power minus 1 into minus 2, which is 4 power 2, and 4 power 2 is exactly equal to 16, so option D will be your answer, right? Now if 2 to the power a is 32 and 3 to the power b is 27, find the value of a plus b whole square. Now if I prime factorize these numbers, 32 can be written as 2 to the power 5 and 27 can be written as 3 to the power 3. Now here the bases are equal and the base is not equal to 1, so a will become 5. Here again the bases are equal, so since the bases are equal, the exponents have to be equal, so b becomes 3. Now the value of a plus b whole square is 5 plus 3 whole square, so that will be 8 square, which is 64. Alright, so option C is our answer. Now a by b whole power x minus 1 is equal to b by a whole power x minus 3. Now both of these are reciprocals, right? So if I write them in the same form, a by b whole power x minus 1 will be a by b whole power minus of x minus 3. Now since the bases are equal, I'll just equate the exponents. So x minus 1 becomes minus of x minus 3, which is 3 minus x. If I send the x to the other side and I'll bring minus 1 on this side, the minus x, when it goes to the other side, it will become plus x. So 2x is equal to 1 plus 3, which is 4. So x is equal to 2. Alright. Next. 5 by 3 to the power minus 5 into 5 by 3 to the power 11 is 5 by 3 to the power 3x. Now since the bases are same, a power m into a power n is a power m plus n. So this will be 5 by 3 whole power 11 minus 5, which is 5 by 3 whole power 6, and that will be equal to 5 by 3 whole power 3x. Right? Now again the bases are equal, so the exponents have to be equal. So 6 is equal to 3x and x is equal to 6 by 3 if the 3 goes there, which is 2. So the value of x will be 2. Right? We'll move to the next question, which is 9 to the power n times 3 power 5 into 27 cube by 3 times 81 power 4 is equal to 27. Now they're asking us to find the value of n, so let's just change every number in terms of 3. So the equation can be written as 9 is 3 square, so 3 square whole power n into 3 power 5 into 3 cube whole cube is equal to, if I send this on this side, it will be 3 times 27 is 3 power 3 cube, 81 is 3 power 4 whole power 4. Alright, now this can be equated in terms of 3 power 2n plus 5 plus 3 times 3 is 9, so it will be 5 plus 9 14. So 3 power 2n plus 14 is equal to 3 power 1 plus 3 plus 4 times 4 is 16. So 1 plus that will be 20. So 2n plus 14 is equal, since the bases are equal, since 2n plus 14 will be 20, which implies 2n will be, the difference of 20 and 14 is 6. So n is equal to 6 by 2, which is 3. So the value of n is 3. Right? Now 4 to the power 3.5 is to 2 power 5. It's given in the form of a ratio. So 4 to the power 3.5 is what? 2 square whole to the power 3.5 is to 2 power 5. Now a power m whole power n shall be a power mn. So that will be 2 power 2 times 3.5 is to 2 power 5. So this can further be simplified in terms of 2 power 2 times 3.5 is 7 is to 2 power 5. So that will be, if I cancel out this, I'll be left with 2 square is to 1, which is 4 is to 1. Right? So if I move to the next question, the value of 3 by 8 whole square whole to the power minus 3 divided by 4 by 9 whole to the power of 4. Now how do we find its value? 3 by 8, so that will become 3 into 1 by 8 can be written as 8 power minus 1, and 8 is again 2 cube, so 3 into 2 cube whole power minus 1 whole square whole power minus 3 divided by 2 square into 3 power minus 2 whole power 4. So that will be 2 cube whole power minus 1 is 2 power minus 3. So 3 into 2 power minus 3 whole square power minus 3 by 2 square whole power 4. So that will be 2 power 2 into 4, which is 8. 3 power minus 8, which again will be 3 square 2 power minus 6 whole power minus 3 by 2 power 8 into 3 power minus 8. So this will be 3 power minus 6 times 2 power 18 divided by 2 power 8 times 3 power minus 8. So if the 3 power minus 8 comes in the numerator, it will be 3 power 8. So 3 power 8 minus 6 is 3 square. 2 power 8, if it cancels out with this, I'll be left with a 2 power 10. So my answer is option B, 2 power 10 into 3 square. Alright. We'll move to the next part. Find the value of 3 into 2 power 1 by 3 into 7 into 6 power 1 by 3, 5 into 18 power 1 by 3. Now we'll just multiply the numbers that are outside the radical. 3 into 7 into 5. So 7 into 5, the overall result would be 105. 2 into 6 into 18 whole power 1 by 3 it is. Now that will be 12 into 18. 12 into 18 can be written as 2 square into 3 into 3 square into 2, right? Which will be 2 cube into 3 cube, which is 6 cube. So this will be 6 cube. So 6 cube and 1 by 3 gets cancelled. So it will be 105 into 6, which is 630. So option C is the answer. Alright. Now we need to find the value of 2 cube into 3 square divided by 2 square into 3 cube. Now 2 cube into 3 square would be, the 3 cancels out here. Probably the options are not matching. Alright. We'll check what has gone wrong here. So the answer would be 2 by 3. We'll get to check with what has happened here. Now we've already done this. Among these numbers, the greatest number would be square root 3, cube root 9 is 3 square, 4 root 16 is 4 root 2 power 4, 5th root 32 is 5th root 2 power 5, right? So this will be square root 3 and this will be 3 power 2 by 3 and this will be 2 and this will be 2. Now we need to check whether 3 power 2 by 3 or 2, which of them is greater. If we cube both of them, it will become this becomes 3 square and that becomes 2 cube. So this is of course more than this. So this is also more than this. So cube root 9 is the greatest number, right? Now this is of the form square root 1 by 2 is completely 3 by 2. We need to understand this fact. So that will be 3 by 2 minus 3 by 2 minus 3 by 2 plus 3 by 2 minus, the vinculum is on 3 by 2 minus 1 by 4 shall be 5 by 4, right? So this will be 5 by 4. Now 3 by 2 minus 3 by 2. This 3 by 2 and this 3 by 2. So the minus and minus, it will be plus, which will simplify to square root 3 by 2 minus 5 by 4. And if I take LCM, it will be 12 minus 10 by 2 into 4. So that will be 2 by 8. If I cancel it out, it is square root 1 by 4 and square root 1 by 4 shall be 1 by 2. So option A is our result. So A power m into A power n is A power mn, right? A power m into A power n is A power mn is the condition they gave for two numbers m and n. Now A power m into A power n is generally A power m plus n. So they're equating it to A power mn. So excluding the a base, compare the coefficients. So m plus n will be mn. M plus n will be mn. So this will be m times n minus 2 plus n times m minus 2. Mn will be as it is minus 2m plus n into m will be again mn minus 2n. So this will be 2mn minus 2 into m plus n. Now we know for a matter of fact that m plus n is mn. So if we put it here, 2mn becomes 2mn minus 2mn. So it's going to get cancelled and the result would be 0. Right? So we will go with option C as the answer. Alright? We'll move to the next question. We need to simplify square root 11 minus 2 root 30. Now this can be written as square root 11 becomes 6 plus 5 minus 2 times root 6 into root 5. So this is of the form square root 6 is of the form root 6 whole square plus 5 is of the form root 5 whole square minus 2 times root 6 into root 5. So if we simplify it, square root of a square plus b square minus 2ab. So a minus b whole square, which is root 6 minus root 5 whole square. So if the square root and the square gets cancelled, I'll be left with root 6 minus root 5 as my answer. So this will be root 6 minus root 5, right? Now let's move to the next question. So if x plus 2 and 2x minus 1 are the factors of this, we have done this kind of question in factor theorem. If x plus 2 is a factor, find the value for which this becomes 0. So a is equal to minus 2. So factor theorem says if we substitute minus 2 in that place, we'll get 0. So 2 times minus 2 whole cube plus a into minus 2 whole square plus b times minus 2 plus 10 is equal to 0. So if we simplify this, 2 times minus 2 whole cube is minus 8. So 2 into minus 8 is minus 16 plus a into minus 2 whole square is 4a, b into minus 2 is minus 2b plus 10 is equal to 0. So 10 minus 16 is minus 6. So 4a minus 2b is equal to, if the 6 goes on the other side, it will be 6, which again implies 2a minus 3b is equal to 3. Similarly, if we substitute, let's just find the value of a for which 2x minus 1 becomes 0. So that will be a is equal to 1 by 2. So 1 by 2 when substituted here should give us 0. So 2 times 1 by 2 whole cube plus a times 1 by 2 whole square plus b times 1 by 2 plus 10 is equal to 0. Right? Now this will be 2 times 1 by 2 whole cube is 1 by 8. So it is 1 by 4 plus a into 1 by 2 whole square is again 1 by 4, b into 1 by 2 plus 10 is equal to 0. So if we simplify this, we'll be getting a plus 2b is equal to minus 41 and 2a minus 3b is equal to 3. So if we multiply this equation with a 2, it will become 2a plus 4b is equal to minus 82, and subtract this. So it will be 7b is equal to minus 85. 7b is equal to minus 85. So from there we'll get the value of b, and again we'll get the value of a when substituted here. Alright. So you can solve this and get the final value of a square plus b square. Now the sum of values of x satisfying x power 2 by 3 plus x power 1 by 3 is equal to 2. Now if I consider x power 1 by 3 as, we can directly take it, x power 1 by 3, if we can write it as y, the equation becomes y square plus y minus 2 is equal to 0. Now in this place, we can write it as y square plus 2y minus y minus 2 is equal to 0. So this will be y times y plus 2 . So y plus 2 into y minus 1 is equal to 0. So y is equal to 1 comma minus 2, right? So y is what? X power 1 by 3. X power 1 by 3 is 1 comma minus 2. So x will be the cube of these values, either 1 or minus 8. Now the sum of values of x satisfying this will be 1 plus minus 8, which is minus 7. Alright? Now, if x minus 1, x minus y is equal to 1, then what is the value of this? If you can write it as x minus y minus 1 is equal to 0, or rather as x plus minus y plus minus 1 is equal to 0. We studied a special case in one of the identities. If a plus b plus c is 0, a plus b plus c is 0, which this implies a cube plus b cube plus c cube is equal to 3abc. So a, in place of a we can take x, in place of b we can take minus y, in place of c we can take minus 1. If we substitute it there, x cube plus minus y whole cube plus minus 1 whole cube is equal to 3 into x into minus y and minus 1. So this becomes x cube minus y cube minus 1 is equal to 3xy. If we get it here and send the minus 1 on the other side, x cube minus y cube minus 3xy is equal to 1. Alright? So option B would be our answer. Alright? Now if the value of x minus 1 by x is 3, we have solved this kind of question. It is of the form a minus b. So if we cube it on both the sides, a cube minus b cube plus 3ab square. So 3x into minus 1 by x square is 1 by x square plus 3a square b. So 3x square into minus 1 by x is equal to 3 cube is what? 27. Now this will be x cube minus 1 by x cube minus 3 times x minus 1 by x is equal to 27. So x minus 1 by x is what? 3. So here if we substitute 3, it would be x cube minus 1 by x cube minus 9 is equal to 27. So x cube minus 1 by x cube would be 36. Alright? So we would go with option A as the answer. The remainder when this polynomial is divided by x minus 2. So x minus 2, if we put it 0, we will get the value of a is 2. So p of a value would be 2 into 2 square minus 2 minus 6. So into 2 into 2 square would be 8 minus 2 minus 6. So that will become 0. So which of the we need? Acha. So p, the answer is p of 2 directly, right? Since p of a is p of 2, the answer is p of 2. They're not asking a value. We'll move to the next part. Okay, we're done with the questions. All right. I hope you've all attempted the paper nicely. All right, so we'll end it here, students. Thank you.
Hello and very good morning to all the amazing 90s. How are you? How are you everyone? How are you? How was the paper? Very good morning, very good morning. So let's don't waste the time and quickly jump onto the solution part. Quickly jump onto the solution part, right everyone? Okay, so how was your paper? I hope everyone got a really great paper, right? So let's see, did we got everything correct or not? Let's check, did we got, sir? Pen. Let's check, did we got everything correct or not, right? Let's start. Okay, so I think most of the questions we have already covered in class, right? And the concepts were really same. So, oh my god, very nice. 56 marks out of 60, very, very, very good. 44 out of 60, very nice, very nice. No, Tejas, there might be some problem, but definitely everyone got confirmation of getting the paper. 60 by 60, very nice, very good. 52 by 60. Okay, 48, 24. Very good, everyone. Identify a correct statement related to a particles of solid. So everyone knows that particles of solid move freely. No, they cannot move freely. Second, the particles vibrate about their main position. Yes, because solids are tightly packed. So particles have to vibrate. So according to me, answer should be option B. But please let us talk about the other options also. The particles are far apart. No, the particles are tightly packed. Right? The particles move in the random motion. The particle move in the random motion. No. Right, everyone? Okay. So this is the option B. Option B is the correct answer. Going to the next question. The given diagram represents two elements. So this is the diagram in front of you. This is tightly packed and here the spaces between the particles are high. So I can say X is solid and Y is gas. X is solid, Y is gas. So what is the answer matching to is option C. Element is a solid. Element, यहाँ पे X होना चाहिए था. Element X is a solid and element Y is a gas. Element X is a solid and Y is a gas. No other option is matching. No other option is matching, right? So option C is the correct answer. Option C is the correct answer. The mixture contains three different substances, X, Y, Z. X, Y, Z, same substance, heavy and non-magnetic. Y is light and non-magnetic, whereas Z is magnetic. So I told you heavy and light particles are separated through winnowing method. This method you have covered in 6th class, that you have to remember, right? So in 9th class we don't teach about winnowing, hand picking, all these methods that you have already covered, that too in 6th class. So and I already told you in the worksheet question as well. So to differentiate between light and heavy particles, we need winnowing. So winnowing and magnetic and non-magnetic particle, that is magnetic separation. So winnowing for heavy and light particles and magnetic separation for magnetic particles, right? So option B is the correct answer for next question. I think 4th or 5th question. The solid substance X sublime at which of the following figure represent? Okay, the questions I don't know why they are missing, but the solid substance X sublime at 95 degrees Celsius, I think this was the question, and X particle 100. What is the meaning of sublime? Sublime means solid to gas. Now if something is solid to gas at 95 degrees Celsius, at 95 degrees Celsius, something is already converted into gaseous state. So at 100 degrees Celsius, it will remain in gaseous state. Alright everyone, so what will be the answer? Gaseous one. So how do I know that this is gaseous one? The particles are really far apart. So option A for this question. Option A is the correct answer for this question. Which one of the following diagram represent the example of an element-element mixture? What is the meaning of element-element mixture? Two elements are mixing together. Now here this is not a mixture because only one type of element is there. It is not a mixture because one element. This is one compound. This is one compound. This is one compound. So it is not an example of mixture. This is example of pure substance. Now is this example of mixture? No, that is also not, because different type of elements are there. But if I look at here, one compound is this, one element is this, and one element is this. So I hope A is the correct answer. I hope A is the correct answer for this question. Element-element mixture. I told you what is element, made up of same kind. What I told you, what is the element made up of same kind. Here not all elements are made up of same kind, right? So this is not element. Okay, very easy. We have done this in the class. Matter. What is matter? Matter made up of small particles. So I think option 1. Option 1 should be answer C. Option 1 should be C. So B or D can be the answer. Then solids. Solids are what? Incompressible. Solids are incompressible. So 1 is C, 2 is E, 3 solid CO2 is dry ice. If I talk about plasma, fourth state of matter. If I talk about gases, interparticle attraction is very less. So C, E, then B, D, A. So option B is the correct answer. C, E, B, D, A. Option C is the correct answer, right? We have done all these things. So today we don't need to discuss about those concepts, right everyone? The given diagram describes the exchange take place between the state of matter, the process by which energy is given out. Energy is always given out. I told you energy is given out during freezing, energy is given out during condensation, and energy is given out during desublimation and during melting. When I am talking about interparticle changes, during melting, during vaporization, and during sublimation, energy is absorbed. It is saying energy release out. Energy release out at freezing point, energy release out at what we say desublimation and condensation. So I can say this is gas, right? This is looks like solid, particles are very tightly packed, and this look like a liquid. So liquid to solid, that is 3. 3 is condensation. 3 is what we say freezing. 3 is freezing. And then 2 is desublimation, 2 is desublimation, and if I talk about gas to liquid, that is liquid to gas. Liquid to gas, this is the first one I am having is, just a minute. So option 2 is desublimation. Option 3 is what? Option 3 is our what we say freezing, and option 5 is what? Condensation. So 2, 3, 5. 2, 3, 5 is the answer. 2, 3, 5. 2, 3, 5 is not present. So none of these will be the option. 2, 3, 5 is not present. None of these is the answer. None of these is the answer. Next question, solid. Solid. What are solid? Closely packed. So option 1, option C. Liquid. Liquid interparticle. Liquid is mercury. Liquid is mercury. I told you in the class, mercury is the only metal in the liquid state. Gases, interparticle spaces are very high. Diffusion means intermixing. The fifth state of matter is Bose-Einstein. So CEABD. CEABD. I can see option C is the correct answer. Option C is the correct answer. Already done in the class. Already done in the class. The mixture of salt and iron powder is separated by, I told you iron and salt both are very small in size. So we cannot do the hand picking, right? Because one of the substance is magnetic. So we can do the magnetic separation. Churning means like sometimes if you have seen taking out of butter from the milk, or we can say malai. So taking out butter from that malai, that is known as churning. That is known as churning. Sieving means channa. I told you that when we strain tea from tea leaves, that is sieving. So we cannot sieve it, we cannot churn it, we can do the magnetic separation. So option B is the correct answer. The arrangement of particle in 3 different states of water is shown. The study carefully and correct answer. The state 1 is gas. Yes, state 1 is gas. Can be converted to state 3. So if gas want to convert it into liquid, if gas want to convert it into liquid, no. It required cooling, not heating. It required cooling. The 3 is liquid. The 3 is liquid. No, 3 is liquid. Sorry. Yes, 3 is liquid, can be converted to 1 by cooling. Liquid to gas. Liquid to gas, kinetic energy need to increase. Particle move apart, right? So liquid to gas, you need to divide particle. You have to separate particle apart. So you require to give high temperature. So again, option 2 is not correct. Option B is state 2 is solid. Yes, can be converted to state 3 by heating. Solid to liquid. Solid to liquid heating, correct. Solid to liquid heating, correct. Why? Because again I need to increase the interparticle spaces. Interparticle spaces increased by the higher energy. State 3 is gas, state 3 is not gas, it is liquid. So option C is the correct answer. For this question, option C is the correct answer. For this question, option C is the correct answer. Sublimation can be separate a mixture of salt and water. No, nothing is subliming. Peas and rice, mutter and rice. Does anything sublime? No. Iodine and common salt. Yes, iodine sublime, because iodine sublime, so I can give heating and sublime and take the vapors of iodine so that I can separate. Option A is the correct answer. Option A is the correct answer. The diagram below shown the different substances. Which of the following is a pure substance? I need to tell which of the following is the pure substance, right? Which of the following is the pure substance? So I can say option B. Only one is the pure substance. Only one is the pure substance, right everyone? One is the pure substance. Which of the following condition is most favorable for converting gases into liquid? Gas converting to liquid. Gas means high interparticle spaces, liquid means low interparticle spaces. So I want to make particles close. I want to make particles close. So if I want to make particle closer, gases means particles are far apart. Gases means particles are far apart. I want to convert it into liquid. So basically I want to make particles close to each other. I want to make particles coming close to each other. So I have to apply pressure. So when I apply pressure, the particles will come close to each other. That means high pressure. So option B or D. High pressure. Now when I'm asking the particles to come close to each other, their kinetic energy should be less. So kinetic energy less means less temperature. So high pressure and low temperature. High pressure and low temperature. So basically when you want the things to come close to each other, pressure should be high and temperature should be low, because high temperature make a thing far apart. And here in this case you have to bring particle close, right? So low temperature. So low temperature. Consider the behavior of gaseous particle at different temperature and pressure and identify the correct statement. Okay, at higher temperature gaseous particle move faster. Yes, at higher temperature, because they have good kinetic energy and the volume of gases decreases. No, if the particles will move far apart, the volume will increase. At low pressure gas particle packed closely and less kinetic energy. Yes, at high pressure the particles are tightly packed. So high pressure need to be given to make them tightly packed. As the pressure of gas increases, particles are pushed closer. If pressure increases, particles closer. Yes, correct. Reducing volume, 100% correct. So if I increase pressure, particles will come close to each other. If they come close to each other, the volume will decrease. So option C is the correct answer. Option C is the correct answer. Gases do not expand at high temperature, they definitely expand, right? That's why I told you that you smell for a hot food and not for a cold food. Okay. Which of the following statement about plasma is incorrect? Incorrect. What it is saying? Incorrect. Incorrect is the key here. The plasma glows with color, which depends upon nature of gas. Yes, plasma glows with color. Right? Every one of us know that sun. We consider sun as a plasma state. So it glows. Plasma contains charged particle as ions and free particle. Yes, I told you in the class that plasma is of different ions and free electrons, right? So it is also correct. Plasma is able to carry electric charge. Plasma has fixed shape and volume. So I guess it is very easy. The incorrect answer is option D. Plasma has fixed shape or volume. No, they does not have any fixed shape or any fixed volume. It can be distributed to any space. It can be distributed to any space. Right, everyone? So this was the last question of today's class. So thank you everyone. Hope you all had a great exam, although I have seen the marks also. So everyone is getting the very good marks. So thank you everyone. Bye. See you later.
Good morning. My name is Krati and today I'll take your paper discussion. Okay. I'll take your paper discussion. So how are you? How was the paper? How was the paper, guys? Ritika left. How was the paper? Is there someone? Fine. Good morning, ma'am. Good morning. Good morning, everyone. So, let's start with the paper discussion, okay? Good morning, everyone. How was the paper? How was the paper? You will get your results soon. You will get your results soon. Nice. Easy. Yes, it was very easy. Okay, let's start the paper discussion, okay? Let's start with the discussion. Physics. First question. Which of the following statements is false? Shadows cannot be formed when an object allows some light to pass through it. Shadows are always formed on the opposite side of light source. Yes, shadows are always formed on the opposite side of a light source. Correct. This statement is correct. This statement is correct. This statement is correct. So, this is not false. This is correct. Shadow has a similar shape. Sometimes it has similar shapes. When rays are parallel, then this is also correct. An object can form as many as shadows as there are light sources. Number of light sources, number of shadows. So, this is also correct. So, which is false? So, which is false? Option A. Option A is your false option. So, correct option is option A. Why? Because for opaque objects only shadows are formed, because when all your light gets restricted or is not allowed to move, then only your shadow is formed. So option A is your correct answer. This is your false statement. Any doubt? Any doubt? No, correct answer is option A. Correct answer is option A. Okay. Next question. Speed of light, very easy. 3 into 10 raised to power 8. So how many zeros? 8 zeros. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So option B is your correct answer. Option B is your correct answer. Okay. Can we go to the next question? Clear? Clear? Next question. What happens when light falls on a wooden chair? Wooden chair is your diffuse surface, and diffuse surface also reflects back light, but in irregular way. So it reflects light. Okay. So some part of lights gets reflected and enters our eye. That is why chair is visible. That is why chair is visible. So option A is the correct answer. Okay, option A is the correct answer. Any doubt till here? Any doubt? Can we go to the next question? Okay, next question. Smart. Smart. So, object distance and image distance are equal. Object distance and image distance is always equal. So, S is here. So, your S should be at the same distance but with lateral inversion. Okay. Similarly with M, distance decrease, M distance increase. So, left side and right side of M are same. Same goes with A, left side and right side of A is same. R, lateral inversion. And T, left side, right side same. So, which is this option? Option A. Option A is your correct option. Option A is your correct option. Okay. Any doubt? Any doubt till here? Can we go to the next question? Next question. See, your clock is showing 3, almost 3 and 25. So, mirror image. Mirror image. Lateral inversion, it will be somewhere here and this will be here. Okay, so this is your 30. So, this will be your 35. Okay, minutes. 35 minutes. And this will be 6, 7, 8. 8. So, 8:35 is your correct time. 8:35 is your correct time. 8:35. 8:35 is your correct time. Any doubt? Any doubt? So, can we go to the next question? Only I think 1 or 2 kids are there. Everyone has left. Done with the paper, so no discussion. Which of the following devices produces multiple images by using plane mirrors? See, multiple images. Periscope, only one image. Microscope, only one image. Telescope, one image. Kaleidoscope is the correct answer because it uses 3 mirrors at 60 degree, okay? 60 degree arranged with each other, and there is a multiple reflection inside kaleidoscope. So multiple reflection, multiple images. So correct answer is kaleidoscope. Correct answer is kaleidoscope. Okay. Vashavika, you are there. Yes, beta. I can see you. I can see your messages. Next question. If the angle of incidence is 80. See, this is your normal, this is your mirror. Okay. Normal makes 90. Normal makes 90. Clear? If the angle of incidence, this is your incident ray, this is your point of incident, it will reflect back. Okay. If the angle of incidence is 80, this is your 80. So angle of reflection with respect to normal drawn perpendicular. So what will be your angle of reflection? We know that angle I is equal to angle R. Our law of reflection states that angle of incidence is equal to angle of reflection. And what is your angle I? It is equal to 80 degree. So what is your angle R? It is also equal to 80 degree. So correct answer is option A. This angle is also 80 degree. Any doubt? Any doubt? Any doubt? Any confusion? No. Can we go to the next question? Okay. Which of the following is true about the light and its reflection? Light always bends when it strikes a surface. No. From plane mirror it is passing. It is not bending. So this option is wrong. Light can reflect off smooth and rough surface. Yes. From smooth surface also it is reflecting, coming and reflecting. And from irregular surface also it is reflecting but in different directions. But it is reflecting. So your correct answer is option B. Option B. Option B. Clear? Any doubt? Any doubt in this question? Option B. Any doubt? No, ma'am. Next question. Real object is identified by C object. So for object there should be incident ray. So this is your incident ray, this is your incident, reflected option wrong. Reflected option wrong. Clear? Clear? Now converging or diverging? You tell me, converging or diverging? Converging or diverging? Tell me fast. For object it is diverging. If there is an object, so rays are passing from object. Okay, so it is always diverging. And for image, it should meet. For image, it should meet. So this will be your image, this will be your object. So diverging is your correct answer. For object always releases light which gets converged so that we can see that object. Image. Okay, image of that object. So object is always diverging incident rays. Diverging incident rays. Okay. Clear? Can we go to the next question? Can we go to the next question? Clear, guys? Yes. Okay. Very easy. Very easy. Cell is a device which converts chemical energy into electrical energy. Chemical energy into electrical energy. Do this question need any discussion? Do this question need any discussion? Karthik has seen your A multiple times. No, ma'am. Next question. Examples of primary cells. Primary cells are voltaic cell, primary cells are dry cell, primary cells are Daniell cells. So all of these are your primary cells. So all of these are your primary cells. All of these are your primary cells. So option D is your correct answer. Next question. Example of conductor. See, metal wire, very easy. Tap water also has minerals and salt. So this is also a conductor. Salt, NaCl, ions, electrons. So salt solution is also your conductor. So again option D is your correct answer. Option D is your correct answer. Okay. Write D multiple times. Please write. I want to see. Write how much energy you have. So that D. Got it, guys. Okay. Next question. Our body Our body behaves both as conductor and insulator. Our body behaves both as conductor and insulator. When a body is wet, it behaves as a conductor. When it is dry, it behaves as an insulator. So option C is your correct answer. Okay, option C is your correct answer. Option C, 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 C. Yes, option C is your correct answer. Okay. Next question. Next question. A device that converts electrical. See, electrical energy is your electricity. Mechanical energy is something moving. Moving, which is in motion. Motion means mechanical energy. Mechanical energy. Okay. So, what is moving? Your fan moves. Your heater produces heat energy. Your bulb also produces heat energy. So, what is moving? Your electric fan. So, when we are giving fan electricity, fan moves. Okay, fan moves and then electricity energy, that is electrical energy, is converted to mechanical energy. So, option A is your correct answer. Option A is your correct answer. Option C is wrong. Option A is your correct answer. Any doubt till here? Any doubt? Option A. No. So, which of the following is the good conductor of electricity? Rubber conducts? No. It is insulator. Wood conducts? No. It is insulator. Plastic conducts? No. It is insulator. So, what conducts? Copper. Copper conducts. That is the reason we have copper wires for our electricity conduction in our household. Okay, any doubt? Any doubt? See. So, any doubt is here? Any doubt? I've seen ma'am, before answer is a good conductor of electricity according to before answer. According to her class. Our body behaves both as conductor and insulator depending upon the situation. Okay? Our body behaves both as conductor and insulator depending upon the situation. What is the next class? I don't know which is your next class. Physics is done. Thank you. If you have any doubt, please ask. All classes are done. All classes are done. Okay. All the best, guys. All the best. But remember, body is a good conductor. Human body is a conductor and insulator depending upon the situation. Okay. So all the best. Bye. Take care. Okay. Bye.